Running a little late. Should be at the frontier by now. It'll be dark before we reach Zenda. First visit to Ruritarian, is it?
Yes.
Diplomatic?
Just a humble tourist.
Wonderful country. Know it well. And their politics. Lot of unrest over the coronation. It's the coronation you've come for, I expect.
I thought it might be fun.
Could be tricky, too. A lot of whispers about civil war.
According to the Times, that's all blown over.
Foreign Office guff.
Well, admittedly, it is 3 days old.
Black Michael's never going to be reconciled to the new king, not in a million years. They hate each other. Well-known fact, always have.
Black Michael.
King's half-brother, Duke of Strelsau. Michael was always the old king's favorite. Point of fact, a lot of people think he'd make a better king than Rudolf.
Really?
Well, you made a conquest, old boy.
A short-lived one, it seemed.
A well-connected one.
You know the lady?
Only by repute. Antoinette de Mauban, a very close friend of Duke Michael. Obviously on her way to the coronation. Royal attentions are hard to resist.
So they say.
Obviously only the diplomatists have the inside information, but in my opinion there's more to be said for Duke Michael than most people suppose.
Have your papers ready, please. Have your papers ready, please. All the needs to be examined and passports.
Customs are usually a bit of a formality here, though, mind you, they might have tightened things up. What with the unrest, the coronation, everything.
All passports and luggage will be examined inside.
You will wait, please, with invitation.
Next.
What did I tell you? All this because of the coronation. In and out in 5 minutes, usually. Well, there's nothing like making a fellow feel welcome.
I don't seem to be too popular, do I?
This way, please, madam. Next. Where will you be staying, Mr. Rassendale?
Strelsau.
What hotel?
I haven't yet decided.
There's little chance you're obtaining lodging in Strelsau. The hotels are already overflowing. Should you go to Strelsau, however, you must report your address to the police within 48 hours of your arrival. You're a British subject, sir?
You have my passport in your hand.
Yes, sir. Yes, of course, sir. Your passport, sir. And escort the gentleman back to the train.
That won't be necessary, thank you.
I can hardly credit that the hotels are full already. The coronation is still 2 weeks away.
Oh, no, no, no. The date's been advanced. The ceremony's to take place the day after tomorrow.
Good Lord. Why?
It was a mystery. At least there was nothing explained in the papers. Apparently the whole country's in a stir about it.
I'm not surprised.
I'm afraid that fellow was right. Even if you were lucky enough to find a place in Strelsau, you'd probably have to pay an exorbitant charge for it.
Confound it, I'm beginning to wish I'd stayed in Dresden.
Might I make a suggestion?
Please do.
Why not stay here in Zenda? It's only about 10 miles from the capital. You could spend tomorrow recovering from the journey and then go over to Strelsau by train early on Wednesday morning. That's what I'm doing anyway. And then returning here later in the day when all the fun's over.
That sounds a splendid idea.
It's only a small inn, quite a humble place, very comfortable. I'm sure they'll have a room. And even if they haven't, I shall be perfectly happy for you to share mine. Smithers. George Smithers.
Rudolf Rassendel.
Good heavens. Same name as the king.
Mr. Smithers, I'm indebted to you. I'll have my luggage removed on the train at once.
The forest is charming at this time of the year. There's a particularly fine castle, you should see. It's the residence of Black Michael. Believe me, Mr. Rassendel, Zenda's one of the finest castles in Europe. Well worth a visit.
Well? Oh, hi, good morning, Rupert. Oh, good morning, Michael. How nice of you to greet me personally. Hope you had a pleasant ride from the capital. Why, thank you, Michael, I did.
Have a care, Hentzau.
Such impatience, Your Grace, with the crown almost in your grasp.
Is all prepared in Strelsau?
Naturally. At the appropriate moment, a completely spontaneous cry of "Long live King Michael" will erupt from the throats of a number of the worthy citizens. Throats well lubricated with Your Grace's gold, needless to say. Soon afterwards, several gentlemen of the court who have been unwise enough to oppose Your Grace's ambitions will suffer unfortunate and simultaneous accidents.
And the woman at the lodge, she can be trusted.
I convinced her of the importance of her task. Gold if she succeeds and a slit throat if she doesn't. I think she'll try very hard for the gold.
Then all we can do now is wait.
I hear Your Grace has pleasant company to ease the waiting. Madame de Mauban has returned to Ruritarian. Or do the ladies' attractions pale beside the prospect of a royal bride? Perhaps she's become an embarrassment. If I can be of any service in the matter.
You are insolent, Hentzau. It is as well for you that you're also very useful. For the moment.
My God. The devil's in it, Fritz.
The devil or Black Michael? Who is he? What's he doing here and now?
By heavens. Even the height is right. Gentlemen, may I ask you your name, sir?
Since you've taken the first step in the acquaintance, suppose you give me a lead in the matter of names. Thank you.
I am Fritz von Tarlenheim, and this is Colonel Sapt.
Are you aware, sir, that you're trespassing?
Indeed, I saw no signs.
This is the Royal Game Preserve.
I see. And you two gentlemen are the gamekeepers.
Damn it, sir! We're in the service of the King of Ruritania.
If I'm trespassing, I beg your pardon. I'm a traveler from England. This is my first visit to Ruritania.
The King.
Where are you, man?
Take him back to the lodge.
Fritz! Fritz! At last, you bound about like a confounded gazelle. Your Majesty, it's getting late.
Shave him and he'd be the king.
Oh, you must forgive me if I stare, sir. One doesn't expect to see double. At least not at this time of day. Fritz, Colonel, am I not to be introduced? I believe, Your Majesty, that I am your cousin.
Your Majesty.
You are English? My name is Rassendal, Your Majesty.
Rassendal.
I'm the younger brother of Lord Burlston. By God, Zap, we have an Elfberg here. Your face betrays you, sir.
By your leave, Your Majesty.
1,000 crowns for a sight of my brother's face if we saw the Pharaohs in Strelsau tomorrow.
That he must never do.
Were you traveling to our coronation?
I seriously question this gentleman's wisdom in venturing anywhere near Strelsau at this time.
If I'm an embarrassment to His Majesty, I shall leave the country at once. No, by thunder, you shan't. One doesn't meet a new relative every day. Well met. Come then, cousin. I got no house of my own here. My brother Michael has lent us a place of his, and we'll make shift to entertain you there.
Otto, come.
You're an amiable fellow, cousin. I found you the objective I do nothing. But you have all the accomplishments of a gentleman. In the army, you're a fine swordsman and a good shot. You speak several languages. I'm afraid my family don't entirely approve of me, Your Majesty. The real difference between my elder brother Robert and myself is that he recognizes the duties of his position while I just see the opportunities of mine. To a man of spirit, opportunities are duties, Mr. Rassendal.
Good families don't need to do things.
Oh. Good families are generally worse than any others. So, you have to visit your disreputable cousin on the sly, do you? Your Majesty. Had I realized what a very plainly written pedigree I carried about with me, I should have thought twice about coming.
Fritz.
Unbelievable.
Wine, Joseph! We're dry again.
An Elfberg from Great Britain, but how, sir?
Ah, that'd be telling, eh, Cousin Rudolf? It's a very delicate matter, Fritz.
Whole family scandal, you see, question of a lady's honor. I don't think we could possibly reveal it. Do you, Your Majesty?
Out of the question, Cousin Rudolf. Deplorable behavior on the part of one of my ancestors. Most deplorable.
Now, I mustn't blame him too much, Your Majesty. If you had seen the portrait of the delectable Countess Amelia, dare I say that even Your Majesty might have been tempted.
What a shocking idea, Mr. Rassendyll.
Your Majesty, Mr. Rassendyll, please. A gentleman who wears not only the Elfberg hair, but the Elfberg face. And a man who might be Your Majesty's very twin. How can this be?
How many? That was the ninth bottle, sir.
Dear God. It happened a long time ago. On my honor, it's a scandalous story, Fritz. A prince of Ruritarian came to London once on a brief visit to the English court. Shortly afterwards, he left suddenly, wounded and under a cloud after a duel with an English nobleman. 9 months later, the wife of the 5th Earl of Burleston gave birth to a son.
Whose father was not the 5th Earl. An Elfberg cuckoo, Fritz.
And since then, much to everyone's embarrassment, a male member of the Burleston family has been born every few generations with the Elfberg features and red hair. I am one of them. A toast to the Elfberg Red! Zap, join us!
Elfberg!
Elfberg!
Your Majesty, it's growing late. It's necessary for Mr. Rassendyll to return to the border.
And necessary for you to remind me of my duties. And no doubt to tell me that I have drunk enough.
Far be it from me to contradict the king.
Damn you, Sapt! I should go, Your Majesty.
Sit down! You may be an Englishman, Cousin Rudolf, but you're a good fellow. You shall stay. Zap will go to bed. Fritz, the wine. From tomorrow, I shall be king for the rest of my life. Tonight is my last night of freedom, and Brother Michael keeps a splendid cellar.
Is this the bottle?
Yes, sir. 1865.
You drank from this, too?
May have.
Bring the water. Fetch a towel. Are you awake now? Must I empty another bucket over you?
Look at my clothes. Coffee, Joseph. This joke has gone too far.
No joke, Mr. Rassendyll. Nothing else would rouse you.
Come here, sir. Feel his pulse.
I got it slow. He's soaked.
We spent half an hour on him before he realized it was useless.
Poison.
Drug.
But how? By whom?
That hound, Black Michael.
His own brother.
Who else?
Well, have you sent for a doctor?
1,000 doctors couldn't get him to Strelsau in this condition. Anyway, there isn't one within miles of here.
At the coronation.
Fritz. If the king fails to show himself in Strelsau this morning, the throne will be lost. He'll never be crowned.
Well, then you must take him there. Send word that he's ill.
Yeah? They know his illness is too well. He's been ill before.
Since you have such a low opinion of the king, sir, your concern puzzles me.
He's an Elfberg and the son of an Elfberg, and I'll rot in hell before I see Michael in his place. Now, it was no mere whim that the date of the coronation was brought forward. We've known for some weeks that Michael was plotting to discredit the king in some way.
Colonel, it's almost 6 o'clock.
As a man grows old, Mr. Rassendyll, he begins to believe in fate. I believe fate brought you here from England. I believe fate sends you now to Strelsau.
Me?
One Rudolf for another.
No. Oh, no. If you shave, I'll wager you'll not be known.
You're an Elfberg. Every inch of you. The house of your ancestors demands your allegiance.
It's an insane notion. I'd be detected at once.
That's a risk against a certainty.
It would only be for one day, for the actual coronation. It could be done, Mr. Rassendyll.
It must be done.
To be king for a day.
Well, sir, what do you say?